following the HOA's stern warning felt like a tense waiting game. Each morning, I woke up with a mixture of frustration and determination. The letter had been clear: comply or face fines and legal action. But I refused to sit idly by while my rights and Max's happiness were threatened. I knew I needed allies. The neighborhood was a patchwork of different people, some supportive, others silent, and a few who seemed just as intimidated by the HOA's authority. The first step was to figure out who was on my side and how I could rally support without risking retaliation. I started by quietly talking with a few neighbors I trusted. I kept my tone low, sharing snippets of the situation and gauging their reactions. To my surprise, a handful of them nodded in understanding, murmuring that they too felt the HOA's rules had become overbearing lately. Some expressed concerns about how the HOA enforced rules arbitrarily, and a few even admitted they'd had their own frustrations but never dared speak out. Armed with this initial support, I decided to take a more organized approach. I created a discreet online group, an informal community page where neighbors could vent, share stories, and discuss strategies. The goal was to build a coalition that could push back collectively rather than individually. While I worked on gathering support, I also started researching my rights in the HOA's policies. I looked into local laws regarding pet ownership and homeowners' rights. I discovered that many communities had legal protections against overly restrictive rules, especially when they infringe on personal freedoms or discriminate against pet owners. Meanwhile, I made a point to document everything. I kept a detailed record of all communications from the HOA, including notices, emails, and any interactions with board members. I also took photos of Max enjoying the yard, showing his friendly nature and the good relationship we had with the neighborhood. I knew this evidence could be useful if the conflict escalated. As days passed, I noticed the HOA's pressure was intensifying. Fines started to arrive in the mailbox, and threatening notices appeared in my email. The HOA was clearly trying to intimidate me into compliance. But instead of backing down, I doubled down. I refused to let fear dictate my actions. One evening, I sat down at my computer and drafted a formal letter of protest, citing my rights and the community's support. I addressed it to the HOA board, demanding a meeting to discuss reasonable accommodations. For Max, I also included a polite but firm reminder that pet owners had rights too, and that overly restrictive rules could be challenged legally. To my surprise, I received a response sooner than expected. The HOA agreed to a meeting, but only under the condition that I would cease all disruptive activities and agree to strict new rules about Max's behavior. I knew I had to be strategic. This was my opportunity to negotiate, to stand firm without risking further escalation. In the meantime, I continued to rally support from neighbors, encouraging them to speak up if they faced similar issues or saw injustices. I also shared my story on social media, hoping to inspire others to stand up against overreach. The response was encouraging. Many pet lovers and homeowners reached out, sharing their own experiences and offering solidarity. That night, as I prepared for the upcoming meeting, I felt a mix of nerves and resolve. I understood that this fight was about more than just my dog. It was about defending our rights as homeowners and pet owners. I was determined to turn the tide, to show the HOA that their heavy-handed tactics wouldn't go unchallenged. Little did I know, the upcoming confrontation would be more intense than I could have imagined. But I was ready. I had allies, evidence, and a fierce determination to get justice for Max and for everyone who believed in fairness.